So we're going to hello everyone. This is Santandu's here, and today I'm gonna be doing what if Issei was Goku's reincarnation. So I last left it off where I said that Rias and Akano were fake crying for Issei, and I also said that who else did I said it was actually crying for Issei? Oh yeah, Konako and Kiba were actually crying because they lost Issei. Even though Issei used to be a pervert, he was actually a fun person to hang around for Akano. Even though we all know Akano basically wanted to destroy Issei. Like, not destroy Maliwap, thrown it all the. And we already know that Issei was almost all the time was getting destroyed by was technically getting hit by a Konoko a lot. If you guys don't believe me, go watch High School DxD. So then we'll start the what if after. This is Ventadulus here, and we're going to do what if Issei was Goku's reincarnation. So the what if start is there. We see Issei being teleported by Daishinken. That's what I said last time, where he left the. And I learned something new that Issei learned from Goku, which was basically Ultra Ego. Thank you so much for the people in the comments for telling me that the Ultra Instinct that I think it was his Ultra Instinct or basically his Hakaishin mode was basically called Ultra Ego. Thank you for the people in the comments for telling me it's called Ultra Ego. So now I know that Issei has two different types of Ultra Instinct or Hakaishin mode. Issei has Ultra Ego too. Ultra Ego is only used when Issei. I really don't know why they created Ultra Ego, but maybe they have a good reason to give Vegeta Ultra Ego. But if you guys can tell me, if you guys can tell me in the comments, I really want to know because I want to know for the next what if because I'm for the next part of this what if because I'm not really going to be using Ultra Ego today. Yes, today. So I'm gonna be mostly be focusing on the story, and you guys are gonna have to choose a ship. It can be between a Konako or different girls that are not in Rias's group. If it's not in Rias's group, then we good. But Konako is one of the people that you can have in as the ship. Konako's actually allowed to be the ship since she didn't do anything to Issei. So then in the what if, so we'll start. Issei comes back to the human world, not the Dragon Ball world, back to the human world, where he see his tail wrapped around his body. Yes, Issei technically Issei learned from Vegeta how to wrap his tail around his waist so he doesn't get attacked. So when he gets hit by other people, he doesn't have to basically show his weakness because we all know if you pull out a Saint's tail, they'll be weakened for a few minutes or a few hours. I really don't remember how much weaker was Vegeta when Goku first ripped his tail off. I think he was weak for at least like a few minutes or a few more hours. Since Issei he basically learned not to show his weakness. He always had a he's basically going back home to his mom and dad since his mom and dad were told that Issei died. Oh, you guys are gonna see what I'm gonna do. This idea I got it from a friend who I let borrow one of my what if ideas. If you guys have seen, he literally said my name in one of my what ifs, so you understand what I mean. So then Issei went back home. As he see that his parents' house was larger and was different. It was no longer small and a few rooms like it used to have. He saw his parents were there on the living room, sitting down with two large lines that were literally solid gold, like solid gold. Issei's parents found a way to make money once Issei got was was quote unquote dead because someone told them. they were told by someone that Issei died, which we already know it was Ria's Grimoire. When they were told by Ria's Grimoire that Issei died, they were sad at the beginning, but once they found out how much money was Issei's magazines, I really don't want to say the name. Issei, how much were Issei's? We all know the books that he was reading. Those the books that Issei was reading worth. They decided to sell it, and they got a pretty good amount of money in yen, Japanese worth money, which is basically a lot more in English. When they sold it, they were enough to start money in because of not having Issei. They didn't have to waste their money on buying freaking pervy magazines. We're gonna say that. I really don't wanna say the name. So then Issei, when Issei saw that his parents were living in a much better house, he thought they didn't forget about it and they just moved on because they didn't want to have tears. But when Issei was close to the window of the living room, he heard his parents say something about him. His parents were saying his parents invited people over and said to the people, when the people asked them how did they get so much fortune if they had it a kid, then they said that because of not having Issei, they were able to save much more money than they could have, so they actually became millionaires now. Not millionaires to the point where you can call them a millionaire. I wouldn't say that. Trust me, I'm gonna make Issei ruin their life. But first, I have to figure out something. Oh yeah, Rhaenyra didn't die. I'm saying it right now. If you guys want the ship to be Rhaenyra, you can go ahead and say comment down below ship Rhaenyra. You don't have to worry. She didn't die. Issei just told her to leave and never come back. And I'm gonna say one thing: Rhaenyra actually shed a tear when Issei said that and let her go. He was actually happy to see that Issei actually let her live. When Issei did that, Rhys wanted to slap Issei, but Issei told her that it was the right thing to do. She didn't actually deserve to die. So then Konako was actually fine with it. Akano and Rias, they wanted to kill him. So that's why Issei should have known that this was going to happen anytime sooner. So then Issei then basically thought about it. So I'm wondering how how is Rhaenyra doing? Then Issei said, "Hmm, yeah, that could be a great question." In his head, he was wondering, but then he just saw that his parents were having fun as Issei listened through the thing, so that's what he was wondering before listening to the conversation. When Issei listened to the conversation, he heard that his parents forgot about him and started calling him trash, saying that he wasn't worth anything, saying that he basically was the only reason why they couldn't be as fortunate as they are now. So the only reason why they weren't so rich before was because was the reason why they couldn't make so much of this money. So then Issei said, then Issei looked at the window and he was letting out a key pressure, which we all know can basically destroy class. We all seen Gohan's freaking key pressure. Gohan's key pressure was strong enough to basically make the world tremble. Even Goku's are strong enough to make the world tremble. Which I really don't want to say. The frick was I going? Well, the frick would I say that this Goku's key pressure is strong enough to make a world tremble, as we all seen with Ultra Instinct. Ultra Instinct Goku was able to make a world where there's nothing and nothing around tremble, meaning shake without no fear. Even the gods were impressed. So we all know how much ki this kid has. And when I said I'm going to explain why Issei was immortal, Ahem, ahem, ahem. We do you guys remember when GT Goku ate the Dragon Ball? G. So basically, that's what happened. GT when eating the Dragon Ball. This is I'm making it up. This is not true. You can't blame me. I'm just making it up for fun. When eating a Dragon Ball, you can technically gain the immortality of the real Dragon Ball, of the real dragon, like Shenron's immortality. Issei had it. Shenron couldn't be killed, but he was actually still afraid of the Hakai, which we all know. Not even if you're dead already, the Hakai could still eliminate you. And I already know that from experience because I watched so many Dragon Ball series and what ifs to learn enough that the Dragon Ball series is really nothing to mess with. So then Issei, basically Issei then walked away from his house, and I fully literally explained everything. I explained everything about the Shenron, about the immortality. So now you can be blaming me, saying, "What the fuck? Wait, he didn't explain anything about the immortality of Issei." Yeah, there you go. I explained the freaking immortality thanks to GT Goku, which I really don't wanna have Goku like Goku, since there's so many alternate universal alternate dimension Gokus that I could use that could technically learn the same amount of power as Goku, just learning it from a different dimension, different Sun Goku or whatever. So basically, I use GT Goku, who could technically still learn Ultra Instinct from a different alternate dimension of the same Goku, but without a tail. Because I always go for a person that has the tail because having the tail gives you the full potential of a real Saiyan. Don't know why Gohan didn't keep it. I really don't care, but still, you could have the full potential of a Saiyan. So then Issei, still being the same age, decided to sign up for school and look for an apartment, which having the Shenron Dragon Ball on him actually let him make wishes, which these wishes are real useful. Issei was able to make a wish to have money to buy an apartment. When he bought one, he was able to afford it for at least a long time. Trust me, because of Issei having Shenron from basically a long time. Basically, this Shenron that Issei has in Issei's world, the power that Shenron has could be considered unbeatable. So yeah, we're not talking about OG Goku that doesn't have the tail Shenron. We're talking about different type of Shenron that power is that the power is basically more that can basically defeat the Shenron super that can basically defeat Super Shenron on based on wishes for Issei's world. For the normal Dragon Ball world, it's basically impossible to be Super Shenron. But I'm saying it right now, Super Shenron Issei, basically not Super Shenron Issei, Super Shenron can basically destroy. Super Shenron can basically destroy High School DxD. And if you guys don't believe me, do your research on Super Shenron. That man can destroy a universe if you want. If you made the wish to, if you made the wish to, even I'm gonna pause real quick. Sorry for the pause. I was answering someone's question. So that if you don't believe me, if you make the wish to destroy the Omni King, Super Shenron can kill Seno, and I am not kidding. Some people in the comment might agree with me, other might not. But we all know that Super Shenron has the power to do anything and anywhere on this world. So we continue the what if to the point where Issei Issei learned about the wishes and actually made a wish to he made a wish to get his he made a wish to get it to make money and an apartment so he had enough so he basically had enough money to live for a very long time. You can be, don't be asking me how is that possible? Shenron from the ordinary Dragon Ball universe wasn't even strong enough to destroy, wasn't even strong enough to beat anyone from the other from Dragon Ball. Yeah, for High School DxD is another freaking story. So then Issei said, so then Issei, so then Issei basically, so then Issei when he was done learning about Shenron, he made a wish and went to, and then after that he basically went to his apartment, put on the school clothes, which looked normal for him since he only had the body of a legendary Super Saiyan God, so he didn't look as bulky as Goku. So then Issei, after a few moments, so then Issei after a few hours of waiting for school started. So it was the next day already. Issei went to school and he basically saw his old group, which everyone was looking at him. It was a different kid. Everyone already heard that Issei died, so Issei had to use the name Goku. When Issei used the name Goku, everyone looked at him confusedly. Everyone thought that he was a new kid. So the new kid is basically everyone learned that Issei is just this kid named Goku is just a new kid who appeared after a few months when Issei died. The principal told Goku, aka Issei, to go to this certain class. When he went to his same class, the teacher told him to introduce himself, as he said, "I'm how should I say who I am? I'm Goku Hyodo." When they heard Hyodo, everyone was shocked and started to wanting to know. Didn't the parents of Issei not have more kids? Then he said, "Oh, if you guys are wondering, am I the brother of Issei? No, I'm his cousin." Everyone was actually shocked to hear that Issei had a freaking cousin who was named who was named Goku Hyodo. When everyone looked correctly at his eyes, they could see the same gleam or spark that Issei would usually give them when he was happy or mad. So they still had a bit of wondering: is this a real Hyodo or a random kid pretending to be Issei? So then Issei looked at them and was wondering, they're getting it, huh? They're starting to wonder, am I really a Hyodo or am I really a human? Or am I really just another person? So then Issei decided to just wait in class, and yes, Issei has freaking Daishinkan type of knowledge, because I swear the Daishinkan had to teach Issei a lot of freaking, you already know what. Issei learned a lot from Daishinkan, meaning his knowledge is so much greater than anyone's else. The knowledge that Issei has is basically good enough to send him to college already. So when Issei was in school, he finished everything earlier than anyone else. So he basically went to school, and yeah. So one of the people in the comments told me that Goku isn't dumb. He's battle smart. I already know that. Just said study wise and knowledge wise, Goku is basically really dumb. So Issei after a few moments just fell asleep with almost every paper of his teacher told him to finish on his desk. When the teacher went went to him and wanted to yell at him. Everyone's about to laugh, but the teacher didn't do anything. Issei was just the teacher just let Issei sleep because she or he saw that Issei had almost every paper done. So because of Issei having all his papers done, the teacher didn't do anything. She just let him stay sleeping. So in the first game, during the first game, so then the yes, I'm gonna admit it right now. The Aussie arc already happened. The Renera arc already happened. You don't have to worry. I'm not going into the Ricer arc. That happened already. What do you think I was saying that he fell from the sky? This happened. Oh wait, no, the Ricer arc didn't happen. I want to save that arc. So or something. Since Issei, so then Issei basically waited for. He's waited. Just fell asleep in his desk. When that happened, kept Issei kept basically just let's say what I want to say after. Issei just kept sleeping about didn't do anything until school was over. So then everyone started spreading news about this black hair guy with a weird type of hair color, a weird type of hairstyle, walking or being smarter than the prince, as we all know him as Kiba. Kiba was basically the prince. I don't really know why Kiba is called the freaking prince. So then, after a few moments, Issei basically heard, heard the rumor that were being spread about him, which he was actually really grateful of because he wanted to get the attention of Rias's Paraj. So basically, by Issei getting the attention of them, no one will be able to know what he was doing. So then, after a few moments, Issei basically went to class, waited for his next class, went to his next class, and then sit there, which was basically gym. So I'm gonna pause real quick. So I'm sorry if you guys were having think this has too many pauses. No, I paused 2 times, so you don't have to worry. Issei basically then went to his gymnastic class, which the students were meant to do at least push-ups and sit-ups. Which I'll tell you right now, Goku had Issei do so many sit-ups and push-ups that Issei didn't really have to mind it. So basically, Issei put on his gym uniform and started to do his workout routine, which the teacher actually let Issei do. Issei started to do one-handed push-ups, which I really don't know how could I just randomly say this, right? Issei was basically doing one-handed push-ups, sit-ups normally. So basically, everyone was shocked to see that he's not only smart but also strong. So basically, Issei was also qualified as the most athlete in their class, which we all know Goku was really strong for his young age too. So then, after a few hours of the class, Kiba went to go get this Son Goku or Goku because he had the name Hyoda and he wanted the answers on what actually happened to his friend Issei. So when Kiba got to Issei was then asked by Kiba, answer this question, Hyodo. What happened to your cousin Issei? Issei Goku Hyodo, as we all know him as Issei, said that why do you care? Then Kiba grabbed Issei by the shirt and told him he was like a friend to me. Rias just told us that he suddenly died one night and we weren't even there. As Issei's eyes widened and saw that, and he suddenly remembered that they weren't there. They were they were doing a mission. It was also Konako. See then then Issei answered, "Oh, simple. I'm Issei Hyodo." Then Kiba said, "No, you're lying. Issei wasn't this strong or smart. As Issei said, "Oh come on, Kiba, you don't have to be that harsh. You don't have to be this harsh. I am smart." As Issei then said, as when Issei said that, Kiba just looked at him confused and instantly guessed that what the heck? Kiba just looked at Issei from up and bottom and said, "That's really you. No one will respond like that if it wasn't you, Issei." As Issei laughed and said, "Good to see you're back to your old attitudes, Kiba." Kiba then suddenly laughed and said, "What happened to you?" As Issei then said, "Nothing really decided. I just got helped by a few people and unlocked power that I'm supposed to unlock." Then Kiba said, "Oh my, so what's your power?" As Issei then told them, "Let's go somewhere no one can see us, and I'll tell you." As Kiba took Issei to the training grounds in the forest. Yes, a training ground. I'm actually making a freaking training ground. I want to show Kiba the power of Issei Yodo. When Issei got to the training ground with Kiba, Issei showed Kiba his power, which his power was more greater than Kiba. Kiba then saw that Issei had more power. Issei just released his ki, which even no one with ki could sense it, because having just feeling a force could make you understand what the frick was going on. The force of the ki could show you what's actually going on with the power being released. So then so then Issei, so then Issei used send out a force that Kiba was able to get, and saw that that force was so much stronger than Issei, was so much stronger than the red dragon or anything. So then Issei said, "Now I'm gonna stop before something happens." As Issei then started to stretch, and when he stretched, suddenly his hair turned yellow, as Kiba then saw an aura of golden around Issei. Yes, Issei learned how to transform into Super Saiyan without freaking screaming. I don't know why every dramatic scene had to have Goku literally yelling. So then Issei told Kiba, to whoever else believe them, bring them here. Then Kiba asked, "Have you met this fallen angel named Azazel?" And yes, Issei already met the fallen angel Azazel, which I'm basically bringing them much early. Issei Issei Azazel's already part of the Barrage as a quote unquote trainer for the Red Dragon Emperor. Blah 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 blah. I know it's supposed to be for a much longer season, but I'm gonna have to watch High School DxD over again just to make sure that I know that Issei had to wait a lot more seasons just to finish the water, just to finish, just to get us Ace as his trainer. So Issei will basically, so the new Red Dragon Emperor will get Ace as the trainer much earlier, which Issei, which Azazel was marked as the new trainer with the Devils and Fallen Angels having a group until basically the meeting with all the demon and Michael and Azazel happened, which I still haven't gone to the arena and Asuna and arena and the angel part, or it was basically the seventh sword part, which will happen in a few. But Kiba won't be mad about losing his sword. He'll give it up because his friend told him that something like this would happen. So Kiba will listen to Issa. You'll see. So we then continue as Kiba went to get Konako. As Konako was brought by Kiba, Kiba brought Konako. Then Konako told Issei then Konako was told by Kiba to follow him. As Konako followed Issei, when Issei followed Kiba, I mean, Kiba was then brought Konako to Issei. As Issei was basically just floating around, laying down in the sky. Then Konako got into her fighting stand and said, "Are you a fallen angel?" As Issei then said, "I don't look like a fallen angel, do I?" Wow, Konako, you're no longer the butt kicking the destroyer you used to be. You were so close to destroying me sometimes. And then Konako said, "Easy?" Then Issei said, "You guessed it. But isn't your name supposed to be Goku?" As she then said, "Hyodo." Who else has the name Hyodo in this world? And everyone knows that my parents didn't have any more kids. Then everyone. Then Konako went to hug Issei and just started hugging him and not letting him out. Issei just said, "Okay, okay, I'm back. Don't worry, I haven't died." So, as I have a request for you, Kiba, when two black hooded girls come to the Parage Club room, make sure to give them your sword because something is about to happen that your sword is gonna be needed. Once they get your sword, everything will be done. You already have the sword birth thing, right? Kiba got annoyed and says, "Sword, it's my sacred gear. You loser," as Issei say, yada yada. Doesn't matter. So yeah, use your rebirth and create another version for your sword, so you can have that version, and while they have the other one, so you don't have to lose your willpower. So then Kiba understood instead, but it took all my friends too. Then Issei hit him on the head, sending him flying into the ground. As Issei said, "Oh, sorry, but still, listen, Kiba, don't go for that. Just give them the sword, and you'll see what's gonna happen when the time comes. I'll be there." So this is where I'm going to be leaving it. Thank you, thank you guys for watching. This is Phantom Deuce here. So basically, each video for this what if is gonna be at least 32 to 40 minutes. But the next video or the next what if that I release is going to be a one shot. Once we get 4,100 subscribers, I'll release a one shot. Whatever one shot you guys want, comment it down below and I'll do it. Thank you guys for watching. This is Phantom Duo. Goodbye.